Revelation chapter 9, beginning with verse 2. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it like the smoke from a gigantic furnace. The sun and the sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss. And out of the smoke, locusts came down on the earth and were given power like that of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were not allowed to kill them, but only to torture them for 5 months. And the agony they suffered was like that of the sting of a scorpion when it strikes. During those days, people will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. That seems like enough for now. Of the 9 references in the New Testament to the abyss, 7 are found in Revelation. Now, outside of that, in, let's say, Luke 8, when Jesus was about to cast out the demon legion, they begged not to be sent to the abyss. So clearly it's not a pleasant place to be. Now, that said, the focus in this passage isn't the abyss, but what issues from it. Smoke that darkened the sun and sky, but not just smoke. Something like locusts. Now, in the year 1874, swarms of Rocky Mountain locusts invaded the Great Plains, covering 2 million square miles, causing over $200 million in crop damage. It's said that in some places the swarms were so thick that they could block out the sun for up to 6 hours. They would carpet the ground, in some places forming piles over a foot deep. And not only is that gross, it's also incredibly destructive. You see, locusts strip bare whatever plant they come across, leaving barren, lifeless famine in their wake. And notice there is a difference in what we read. In Revelation, these locust-like creatures didn't touch grass, plant, or tree. All the more horrific, they landed on people, specifically those who didn't bear the seal of God on their foreheads. And we're told that when they strike their victims, their sting is said to be like the sting of a scorpion, which is an apt description in that scorpion venom is excruciatingly painful to humans, but rarely lethal. Now, the 5 months of its duration, some suggest, is tied to the general life cycle for most locusts, which live roughly that long. Back in chapter 6, the impenitent called to the mountains and rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb." Here again are those who want nothing to do with God. They long for death, but it was denied them. Revelation 1:18, Jesus remarks, "I am the living one. I was dead, and now look, I am alive forever and ever, and hold the keys of death and Hades." Now, often we think of this statement in terms of the resurrection. That is, the keys Jesus holds are for release, bringing life out from death. In this instance, it suggests something of the opposite. Here, Jesus is actively keeping the door closed, such that those seeking death as an escape from life cannot find it. We'll continue looking at these locusts next week, but in the meantime, the message is simple. As God's people were sheltered from the plagues that ravaged Egypt, so in the coming wrath, only those sealed with the Spirit of the Son will be protected and delivered. Have a blessed week.